What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Coop's House. This is our second week being strictly focused on the Chevelle build. So last week we finally finished up the trunk floor, got the other floor panel placed in the car, got all that stuff cleaned up, and we were able to go ahead, spray the floor inside the car so that this week we can focus on getting our dash put in, running wiring, getting our gauges installed, and being ready to start the car up for the very first time. So we're gonna have to go ahead and drill the holes in the floor so that we can bolt the seat in, bolt the fuel cell in, run fuel lines. So we've got a lot to do today. Hunter has to leave, so we're not gonna waste a whole bunch of time because we only have a few hours from now. So we're gonna get to work right now. Alright guys, so the dash is fitted. We've actually got it notched out around the steering column, around the roll bars. We radiused the top because the bottom of the windshield is actually curved on this car. We drilled the holes and we actually utilized the factory dash mounts. I'm guessing that's what was mounted there. I have no idea. But anyway, we utilized those. We actually stuck some bolts in there. We've got the bottom of it held to the, I guess it would be the lap bar, crossbar across there. We've actually got that held in with self-tappers for now. The dash is going to come back out eventually to be cleaned up around the edges where we had to cut it and everything, and it'll be wrapped because, speaking from experience, raw aluminum in a race car, the sun will blind you. So we do want to wrap that, do away with the shiny aluminum. So yeah, that's in now. So next thing we're doing, we're going to be running some wiring, running the fuel line, all that stuff. So we're that much closer to starting this thing. Fun stuff starts now. All right, so fuel lines are ran. We actually got it ran from the tank to the front. Left some slack because I do still have to put in the fuel pump, fuel pressure regulator, all that stuff. So we left a little slack to play with, but it's ran down the frame, actually secured the frame, all that. So now we actually had to start running some wiring. Hunter had a good idea. It was to build a panel and actually put our switch panel up above our head on that roll bar up top. So we're gonna build a little bracket to put that panel on, go ahead and weld it to the roll bar inside. And then that way, when we paint the roll bar, we'll paint the bracket and everything, but painting the roll bar is gonna be one of the last things we do. So we're gonna go ahead and get this mounted in the car and get all our wiring ran, and then we can actually take all that loose later to paint that. But anyway, we're gonna get this built, get it put in the car, and fix it, start running some wiring. Okay, so we've kind of got our little switch panel built. This is the panel we have. This is a quick car, 6-gang push start ignition panel. So we made this little angle bracket that we're gonna put it in. Went ahead and pre-drilled our holes and all that stuff so that we were able to get the thing level and sitting where we wanted it. So we're gonna mount it up here. And what we've decided to do is right here, this main support, we're gonna actually slide this up here because it fits up there pretty nicely. We're gonna find kind of where we want it, and then we're gonna pull it down against the roll bar, and we're gonna weld it there. We were gonna put it in with rivets, but I think the best way for us to do it is gonna be to weld it in, because it'll be rigid up there, rigid down here, and I don't plan on ever taking it out anyway. So we're gonna get it up here, get it situated, and then we're gonna clean up, put a couple tack welds in it, and be good to go. Well guys, I thought we were gonna crank it up today, but doesn't look good. I've still got all the wiring to run, and I'm missing a couple things for my MSD box. So I've got to round those up. But anyway, Hunter had to leave for the day. So I guess I'm gonna call it a day for today and pick back up tomorrow. We'll get the rest of the wiring ran and get everything hooked up, and hopefully be able to ready to crank the thing up tomorrow afternoon. So yep, guess that's it for today. See y'all tomorrow. All right guys, so we're back out here on the second day this week on the Chevelle build. So we accomplished quite a bit yesterday, but didn't get all the wiring done. So we're gonna get back on that today, get the MSD box mounted, all the wires ran, and get ready to crank this thing. Let's go. All right, so don't think we filmed it, but we built a small panel to go underneath the dash. And that's where all of our electrical components, the MSD box, the coil, all of that stuff is actually going to mount there, so we have somewhere stationary to put it off the firewall. So we used aluminum because it's light. So yeah, so that's where all that stuff's going to mount to. So we're actually to the point now where we're ready to start running some wiring, mounting the MSD box and all that stuff. So that's next. All right, guys, so I know it's been a really long episode and we haven't said very much up to this point, but the wiring is finished, looks really good, wired it super clean. So now we're gonna go ahead, do an oil change, make sure that the fluids are good in the transmission, get some coolant put in here, and make sure everything looks good before we actually fire the thing. But we're one step closer, and we're gonna be cranking this thing up here in just a few minutes, so let's keep the ball rolling.
You got it switched on, right?
Yep, coil's on.
Hold on. All right, go ahead.
Fire. so we have reached the end of another episode of Coop's House.
A good one, actually.
A really good one. So as you guys know, it is now time for us to pop our Chucky. Celebratory Chuckies. So we got the car wired, motor started. We got a few things to kind of, you know, adjust and mess around with on the motor. We're going to actually go through and adjust the lifters. We got to make some adjustments on that carburetor pretty seriously. But the car starts, the car runs.
It's loud.
It is loud. So we're super, super excited. We didn't get to actually clean up the rear end, paint it, and put it back in the car this week like we wanted to, but that's fine.
We got next week.
Well, we got next week. So I'll probably do that over the weekend this weekend. That way we can put it in next week, you know, have that out of the way. And then we're going to start body work, actually start actually fitting the front fenders, trimming those. And yeah, we're actually making some serious headway, and we might actually make it by March.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
It's a 50-50 right now.
It is a
But
50-50.
If we could pull it off, it'd be a miracle.
Yes. It's going to be awesome if we make it. But we're working hard. We're actually making some serious progress week by week, and it could very well happen.
Yeah, and it's a good idea that we stopped with square body too, because
It is. Because our focus needs to be here.
Yeah, if we were still working on square body, we'd be done.
Yeah. So we appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications so you know when we post. Talk to us in the comments, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Deuces.